All right. Good morning. Get started here very shortly. Happy Sunday. Got my Vikings gear on. So ready for this. And I'm going to share my screen. I'm actually going to turn my video off for today. And I'm going to share my screen. Make it a little easier for y'all to see. All right. So today we are talking about knowledge and skills. So we talked a little bit about information, data, and feedback. And then we talked about resources and tools. And now we're on to knowledge and skills. So if you haven't watched the other two webinars, you'll want to go back to our 4-Leaf Leadership Facebook page and go through those units so that you have all of the information you need. You can also just be going through the worksheet itself. So if you want to start with knowledge and skills on the worksheet and then work in the other ones, you sure can. So knowledge and skills, basically, if my slide will advance, there we go. Knowledge and skills. Oh, just a little tired this morning. It's Sunday. Knowledge and skills, this is how we actually solve problems. We collect knowledge so that we know what to do and what not to do. The skills we practice are how we actually complete the tasks that we need to do to be successful. So knowledge is knowing what to do or what not to do. Skills are actually taking the action. Both knowledge and skill come from effective learning practices. So this is a big piece of this. Not only do we have the knowledge and skills for the goal that we want to meet, we also have knowledge and skills when it comes to our learning practices. So talking about effective learning, we have training, we have the introduction to the knowledge that needs to be applied. And this should leave you with the ability to at least stumble through the process with the help of resources. Okay, so basically, little noises happening here. Basically, this is our introduction, and this is where we really get into the action or the skill itself, right? And then continuing development is the improvement of knowledge and skills that are learned through the training. Okay. So we can talk about there's 4 levels of understanding and 4 levels of your learning process. The first one is you don't know what you don't know, right? So level 1 is you don't know what you don't know. You don't have the knowledge, you don't have the skills, but you also don't realize you don't have them. We call this unconscious incompetence. So think about the last time that you learned a new skill. For example, I'm doing my best to learn how to play pool. Okay. Now, there are certain things in pool that I didn't even know were tricks or skills that I would need to learn or could learn. So I obviously have a hard time learning them unless I have a resource or a tool to help me, which I do. So once you learn that, hey, you need to be able to do this thing to be good at it, then you're at level 2. This is what we call conscious incompetence. Basically, we are aware of what we don't know how to do or that we don't know this concept. Level 3 is where we can actually do it. It's called conscious competence. So this is where training should bring you. Okay? Initial training should bring you at least to conscious competence where you can stumble through it. You can complete the action. You just have to think about it quite a bit. And level 3 is where we're going to spend most of the time with our skills as we're learning them. Because it's very quick to go from level 1 to level 2. And it's going to take a little bit to get from level 2 to level 3, but it's going to take a long time in some cases to get to level 4. Level 4 is unconscious competence. If you've ever heard the phrase, I can do it in my sleep, that's unconscious competence. You can just do it. You don't have to think about it so hard. And so for my example, playing pool, I'm definitely not there with a lot of things that I need to be able to do to be good at that. But I watch as a lot of my team members really are, where they can go up to a shot where I would have to think about it, line it up, and remember all of my training. And they just go up and get the ball in and they just make it. So this is going to be very important as you answer these questions to know what knowledge and what skills you actually need. So we need to be at level 2, right? To make any kind of change. That comes from having really quality resources and tools. So that's back a step. Okay. Then we need continuing development and training to get us to level 3 so that we can get to level 4. Personally, for my journey that I'm talking about with being more of a role model for my classes, cooking and what to eat, that's a skill. That's knowledge and skill that I need to work on. And in some cases, I'm at a level 2, and in some cases, I'm at a level 3. But in a lot of ways, I am not at a level 4 yet. But I know people who are, and I've got a coach to help me with that kind of stuff. So that helps with those knowledge and skills. So as we go through this, and there was our unconscious incompetence. When you don't know what you don't know, conscious incompetence. When you're aware that you have a gap in knowledge or a skill, conscious competence. When you know or can do something with a little help or prompting. And this phase, again, varies greatly from beginning to end. And unconscious competence. When you know something like the back of your hand, or you could do it in your sleep. So we have 4. No, we don't. We'll go through these ones. Our questions for knowledge and skills. Do you have the knowledge and skills required to be successful in solving your problem and reaching your goal? Okay, so again, the question is, do you have the knowledge and skills required to be successful in solving your problem and reaching your goal? So your answers are either yes, no, or not sure. Now, I'm actually going to answer not sure for this one because I think I do. I really think that I know what I should be doing. But then again, there's that unconscious incompetence. You don't know what you don't know. So I'm going to use my resources and tools. I'm going to need them to know for sure. So I'm going to say not sure on this one. So take a moment to answer that for yourself. Do you have the knowledge and skills required to be successful in solving your problem and reaching your goal? Next, is there training available to help you get or improve the knowledge and skills that you need? So is there a coach out there? In my case, I'm going to say yes. Are there YouTube videos about what you want to be doing? Chances are, yes. Courses, okay? This is, again, really, really important to know your resources and tools. edX, Coursera, TED has a lot of great stuff, TED Talks. So there's a lot of resources out there. So is there training available to help you get or improve the knowledge and skills that you need? Now, if there's truly nothing, it's going to be very lucrative for you to figure this out and make that training. So definitely do that and then make lots and lots of money. So is there training available? Chances are yes. But the next question is going to be more important. Are you taking advantage of the training or coaching available? And I am going to say right now, I am not. And I know that for a fact. And I can allow that to make me feel really guilty. And I can take that and go, well, this is why I'm failing. But remember, there are 6 reasons that we're not meeting our goals. So I'm not going to just chalk it up to not taking advantage of the training, though that is probably part of it. I can choose to feel guilty, which actually makes me shy away from taking advantage of that training or coaching. Or I can choose to just acknowledge that, no, I am not using that. And how great is it that I still have that as an option? I still have that to take a look at and to use so that I'm not stuck. I'm not as stuck as I thought I was. Excuse me, still a little sick. And then have you applied any of the knowledge or skills that you've learned in studying to solve this problem or reach this goal? I'm going to read that again because it's a little out there. Have you applied any of the knowledge or skills that you've learned in your studying to solve this problem or reach this goal? So we talked on the first call about analysis paralysis. And this is where I find myself a lot. I could spend all day right here taking advantage of the training and coaching that's available. I can watch YouTube videos. I could follow people on Instagram. I could talk with my coach, and I could be taking advantage of all of that training and all of that coaching, right? But have I applied any of that knowledge or skill? That's going to be huge. So be honest with yourself. Have you learned anything? And are you applying it? And again, if you're not sure, maybe you're going, you know what, I think I am, but at the same time, I'm still not successful. Maybe I'm not doing it right. And I need to check in with a real person rather than something non-participatory like a YouTube video. Okay. So there's also a difference between passive learning and participatory learning. That's a fun word, right? Participatory. Passive learning is where we sit through listening, or we read, or we watch a demo, or we watch a video. Those are all passive learning techniques, and they're great for training. They are. They're great for introductions. But when we get to the continuing development, we really need the participatory, which is more like practicing. In other words, actually doing it, discussing it, being able to ask questions and get feedback, teaching other people. So let's say that you already have all this knowledge and skill, but you're not applying it, or you're not quite getting it. Try teaching it to someone else. Okay? Try teaching it to a loved one, maybe a spouse or a roommate or a family member. If you can get them to understand it, that means you are understanding it. So for example, I might reach out to a friend or a family member who's got a similar goal to me that wants to learn what I'm learning. And I can talk to my coach and I can say, okay, I think I get this. And then I can share that knowledge with that friend or family member. And that's going to be huge in applying my knowledge and skills and making sure I actually understand them. But this is really all about putting that training into action and getting you out of that analysis paralysis. So next, we're going to talk about incentives and consequences. That's going to be tomorrow. So if you want to join us live, Monday, 2:30, we'll be talking about incentives and consequences. But until then, you can always go back to that worksheet, which again is on, pull it up here, our website. And I have one of the blog posts up here right now. And it's within that blog post. So you can go through that blog post. It'll tell you again exactly what we're doing, okay? Exactly what we've been talking about. And you can click on this problem solving worksheet. We're working with a personal one right now. Or I can go up to life coaching and I can click on personal worksheet. And it is right there. Your other option is to jump into our Facebook group and start discussing there. So if you have any questions about what we're doing and how this all works, remember you have that Facebook group as a resource and a tool for you, and we can provide that knowledge and skill support that you might need. Okay? So with that, we're going to sign off for today. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're watching on your own, go ahead and rewind, pause, do what you need to do to really get this to make sense so that we can hit the ground running on 10/10 in just a few days. All right. Thanks everyone so much. And we will talk to you again very soon.